Hey guys, so my name is Amanda, and as you could tell from the title, just a little story time about my Ancestry.com journey. This video is not sponsored. This is my first video ever. So let's start off with a quick backstory. So I don't know my biological father. My mom just always told me his name was a certain name and that he supposedly knew about me, but that it was pretty much just a one-night stand back in 1985. So, fast forward so many years. I'm here, and I did the ancestry test where you spit in like a little tube, you send it off, you wait about, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks. I think it was. I think I was pretty close to 8 weeks before I got my results. And then I got my results. Then it tells you everything. It breaks it down to your race and what you are, what percentage of each race, and it breaks it down into where your genetic community is. I don't know how they determine that, but probably just by your matches. And then if anybody else has done the test, it then matches you with that person if it's a DNA match. And it ranges. I mean, it can go from I don't know, that you're so like super high of a match, and then maybe moderately high, and then those stronger matches are your family, and then it tells you what they are. So it'll tell you cousin, fourth cousin, third cousin, and it goes off of their centimorgans, which is just the little things in your DNA that matches up. So I did this again with hopes of finding family from my biological father's side. So I found quite a few, and nobody really answered me. Not a lot of people are open to, new family members or unknown family members introducing themselves. And I found that out the hard way. So, I messaged, I don't know, maybe close to 30 to 40 people, and nobody really answered. I did have a fourth cousin answer me, and we connected. We connected really good. She helped me with my family tree. She tried helping me find my biological father, and just she's awesome. We connected on Facebook. We've talked over the phone. So we have a really good connection there, and I mean, that means the world to me right then and there. So fast forward, I was on Ancestry for maybe about a month, and I couldn't really find any information as to who my dad was. So you build your family tree, and looking at their matches that I had, I looked at their tree and where I fell into that just by the blood that I carried and how they matched with me. So I then did start connecting with people, or trying to connect with people on Facebook, of those people that I looked up from Ancestry, and I came across a third cousin. She had already passed away, come to find out, in 2012. And so then I messaged her daughter, and I'm like, hey, my name's Amanda. I'm trying to find my biological father. His name is da da da. And I was wondering if you had any information, or any info on your family tree that you can share with me, as to I'm hitting a wall. And of course she was not helpful. She just shut me down, said no, I don't know, and that was it. So then I uploaded my DNA, because you can download it from Ancestry. I uploaded my DNA to another website, and then this website allows everybody from like 23andMe, other genetic ancestry companies. It allows you to upload from every company into this one main database. So then I did that, and I found another strong match, and I'm like, well, what the heck? So then yeah, I hit another brick wall. Nobody really wanted to help me. So then some of the names that were coming up on a lot of these family trees, I decided to stalk on Facebook. I mean, I'll be honest, I did stalk them and I ain't ashamed. So I went through and I just looked through everybody, friends of their friends and their friends and their family's friends. And I kept going and going and going and going. And then I messaged a good 20 to 30 people, and nothing, again, nothing. And then all of a sudden I get this response back, and some younger guy, maybe, I don't know, mid-20s, and he's like, hey, who are you? And so here I go, you know, I have to introduce myself again and let him know what I'm trying to do, that I'm not some crazy chick on Facebook, you know. And so he's like, well, let me call my dad and let me see what I can find out. And then later on, I think that evening, it came out that he was the grandchild of a great-great-grandfather as well. And I was losing it. And the name that I was given was in fact his uncle. So then I'm like, whoa, okay. And like, I'm crying and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe after so many years I'm finding this when all I had was a name. That's all I literally had. I had no date of birth. I had no, and Chihuahua. That's all I knew was Chihuahua, Mexico. I had no date of birth, no picture, no other family names, nothing. So then, yeah, so we connected and I asked his dad, which would be my uncle, I asked him if he would do a uncle DNA test, which is called an avuncular test, and he agreed. So then we did the DNA test, and it was just like a mouth swab, the ones that you do on the inside of your cheek. And we did that, and then so okay, back to the story. So he agreed to do the avuncular test, and then that took a couple weeks. So then all I did was wait. Well, then Friday, I want to say it was Friday. I don't remember. 1st of July? No, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. No, it was like the end of June, the last day of June. On the last day of June, I got the results back and they were positive. They were so positive. It was 99.997% positive. And I kind of told the DNA place as well that there was a little bit drama as to, this is another story. So the cousins who would be my cousins were saying that I look so much alike to one of them that what if we were sisters? And so I'm like, whoa, hold on. Because I guess their dad, who would be my uncle, was in the area at that time as well when I was conceived. So a whole nother drama. So I'm like, okay. So I kind of told the DNA place that as well. And the test came back so positive that they're like, you should really do a paternity test, because the girl had been there 11 years and she had never seen, well, she saw it once, a test come back so positive, so strong for an avuncular test, which you can test aunt, niece, uncle, niece, uncle, nephew. So yeah, so I call the cousins and I tell them, hey, the test came back positive, and they're recommending I do a paternity test. And so then they told their dad, and then their dad called me that evening, and said, well, if it's positive, it's positive. And I'm like, yeah, but there's still that doubt there because you could share very strongly the DNA with my biological father, or you could be my father. And so he's like, well, if you want to do the paternity test, it's fine, whatever you want to do. So I ordered the paternity test kit, and we're probably going to be doing that within the next few days, more or less. So I guess you can say it's 100% positive that he's my uncle. No. So he's my uncle, but that can be my dad. But no, uncle, dad. So it's 100% that they're my cousins, but they might be my brother and sister. I don't know. But yeah, they're the one sister, she's 20 years old, beautiful, beautiful. And at certain angles in the face, I mean, I'm 10 years older than her, and I'm not kidding. I mean, we could be twins at certain angles in the face, which is pretty weird. I mean, I know a lot of cousins look alike, but the similarities are ridiculous. So that's my story time, I guess. It's kind of a part one, because obviously there's going to be a part two when the paternity test does come back. So all we can do is wait and see if who I thought my uncle was my dad and who I thought was my dad is my uncle. Pretty dramaful, right? But anyways, talk to you later, guys, and thanks for watching. Lots of more story times to come, so stay tuned.